the bare minimum. People are trending more towards like 25%. If you leave 15% in the US, it's seen as a kind of slight. Now compare this to...
Olá pessoal, sejam bem-vindos ao meu canal. Meu nome é Natália, mas você pode me chamar de Nath. Eu adoro reagir e aprender sobre outros países, especialmente aqueles bem diferentes do meu em termos culturais e econômicos. Então, se você gosta desse tipo de conteúdo, fica à vontade para se inscrever. Vou adorar ter você por aqui. Bom, nesse vídeo eu vou reagir a 5 regras de restaurantes britânicos e pubs que eu não sabia como americano no Reino Unido. Bom, então é isso, sem mais delongas, e vamos para a reação.
Hi and welcome back to the Girl Gone London channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaylin. I'm a dual UK and USA citizen, and today I'm talking about 5 restaurant and pub differences that surprised me as an American when I first moved to the UK. This video is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes it easy to create beautifully designed websites for your business, interests, products, and more. Now, the first difference that surprised me was that there's not a tipping culture in the UK in the same way that we have in the USA. So there's multiple things to uncover, but the basics of it are that in America, servers in a restaurant will basically be paid less than minimum wage in a lot of states legally because tips are expected to make up the rest. In the UK, it doesn't happen this way. So if you're working in a restaurant in the UK, you are making at least minimum wage. And so this creates what's known as a tipping culture. So in the US, it is not just tipping for good service, but really if you go out to a restaurant, no matter what kind of service you get, you are expected to tip. Again, because you are expected to make up kind of the rest of the wages of the servers. And so the tipping percentages in the US are a lot more as well. So 20% these days is kind of like the bare minimum. People are trending more towards like 25%. If you leave 15% in the US, it's seen as a kind of slight. Now compare this to the UK. If you go out to eat, you are not expected to leave a tip. Sometimes the service charge, which is basically the tip, is baked into the receipt. So more and more restaurants are doing that. So it might already be factored in, but a lot of times it still isn't, and they will just hand you your bill or your check and say it's worth £10 because your food was £10. They'll type £10 into the card reader, hands it over to you, you'll tap £10, you won't leave a tip, no harm done, you're not expected to. You can tip in the UK, of course, if you get good service. People always appreciate it, but it's seen as something that is appreciated for good service rather than in the US where, again, even if they forget about you the whole time, it is just considered not done to not leave a tip. And people who travel to the US from the UK are taken aback by this, so it does work in the opposite direction. And so a lot of times people don't know that America has this tipping culture, and so they don't know that they are kind of expected to tip. But when I moved to the UK, I learned it the opposite direction and realized that a lot of times I could just pay the amount that my food cost and not worry about it.
Gente, eu fiquei surpresa porque aqui no Brasil é a mesma coisa que é no Reino Unido. A gente não costuma dar gorjeta. Agora, está sendo incluída uma taxa de serviço e ele vem automaticamente, mas não necessariamente é uma gorjeta, sabe? As pessoas não têm essa cultura. Eu fiquei surpresa de saber que nós temos isso de forma semelhante, sabe? Porque, de fato, nos Estados Unidos essa cultura é muito forte. Mas agora eu me pergunto, será que isso tem a ver com alguma coisa trabalhista? Algum direito trabalhista? Porque ela comenta sobre isso, né? Que nos Estados Unidos a gorjeta é muito visada. E eu fiquei me questionando, né? Será que tem a ver com direitos trabalhistas? Porque aqui no Brasil, embora a gente ainda tenha muitos fatores neoliberais influenciando, né, o direito trabalhista, a gente ainda tem algumas leis que protegem o trabalhador e garantem que ele tenha o direito ao salário. Então, não necessariamente a gorjeta é vista como algo extremamente necessário. Me deixe a opinião de vocês aqui nos comentários, porque eu fiquei curiosa sobre esse ponto, sabe?
The next difference on my list has to do with pubs. So we don't really have traditional pubs in the USA. We have bars and we have restaurants. And at a restaurant, a server is going to come over to you to take your order. Same as in the UK, if you're at a restaurant, someone is going to come and take your order. But if you're at a pub in the UK, especially if you see numbers on the table, then you are expected to go up to the bar to give them your table number and order. And actually, it's more and more common these days for like chain restaurants in the UK to act like this as well. So if you go to somewhere like Nando's, for instance, that's another instance where you're going to see a number on your table and you either order by app or you order by going up to the bar. But pubs have always been like this. So again, Americans often walk into a pub in the UK, they see people eating food, they assume it works the same as a restaurant, they sit down, no one ever comes over, and they think that they're getting bad service. But that's not the case. It's just that at a pub, you are expected to go up to the bar and order. They will bring you your food once it's ready, but really anything else you need to go up and ask for. Back when I was first figuring out these differences, I set up a simple website so my friends and family could keep up with my life in the UK. That personal project ended up becoming the foundation of what's now my full-time business. Now, the next difference on my list, I put down the Sunday-only menu. So a Sunday roast is a really popular kind of meal in the UK, and I say kind of meal because you can have like a lamb roast, or I have like a veggie nut roast often, or you can have a beef roast or chicken or whatever it is. But roast as a classification of meal is really popular on Sundays. And so often a restaurant or pub will have what they call a Sunday menu. And on the Sunday menu, you might have some other options, but you'll also have their roasts. In the USA, we don't have a similar concept. You won't go into a restaurant and find necessarily a different menu on a Sunday. Sometimes a restaurant may do like brunch on a Sunday, but they're not going to have a standard Sunday menu with different things like a roast on it, because we just don't really have that concept in the US of a Sunday roast. Now, the next thing.
Gente, eu acho incrível como vocês mantêm essas tradições, porque eu não sei como se iniciou essa tradição do assado de domingo, sabe? Eu fico até curiosa. Mas eu realmente acho incrível como vocês unem essa tradição com a cultura do pub. É fascinante, porque pelo que eu vejo, esse momento de domingo é uma coisa realmente especial para vocês, e vocês podem compartilhar isso com as pessoas no ambiente de um pub. É muito, muito incrível isso, e muito diferente para mim, porque o pub aqui no Brasil, né, um bar aqui, ele não é visto muito como um ambiente familiar. E o que eu acho mais incrível é que vocês transformaram esse conceito em algo para toda a família, sabe? Isso é muito diferente para mim.
That surprised me on my list was needing to specifically say that I wanted tap water instead of still or sparkling water if I ordered water. In the USA, 99% of the time you don't have to specify. If you ask for water, they're going to give you tap water. But in Europe and in the UK, typically, if you ask for water, they're going to want to clarify, do you want still water, which you'll be charged for, sparkling water, which you'll be charged for, or do you want water out of the sink, aka tap water? And so I've gotten accustomed to always saying, please could we have some tap water? Whereas in the US, I would just ask for water. Now, the next difference on my list is a little bit of a generalization, but I do think it applies, and that is that in the UK, you do need to tend to make a reservation or make a booking more than you do in the US. So I attribute this to a couple things. Firstly, going out to eat, going out to a restaurant in the USA is just such a common thing to do. People often do it multiple times per week, not just on special occasions. And so we don't seem, obviously, there are fancy restaurants or restaurants in big cities where you do need to make a reservation. But a lot of times you don't. You can go to a pretty nice restaurant and just walk in, because most of them are walk-ins, because again, it's just more of a thing that you do throughout the week. And so we just kind of expect to be able to walk into wherever we want to eat at. Now, in the UK, there are plenty of places that you can just walk into, and places do take walk-ins. However, Having a booking or having a reservation is a little bit more needed in more places in the UK, I would say, and that is because going out to eat in the UK is more of a special occasion kind of thing. It's not done as often, and so it is often treated like a thing to do. We're going to meet up with our friends at 7 o'clock at this restaurant. I'm going to make a booking for 4 people for 7 o'clock. I'll see you all there. Whereas in the US, because it is so much more commonplace, we almost aren't even thinking about it as a special event. We're just going, what do you want to do for dinner? And then we just like roll up to the Cheesecake Factory and they seat us. Of course, in the UK, sometimes they make a reservation and then you walk in and realize you didn't need to make a reservation because no one else was there, but I still tend to make reservations in the UK a lot more than I do in the US.
Gente, eu achei isso muito prático. É muito diferente da cultura aqui do Brasil, sabe? Porque aqui no Brasil a gente não tem o hábito de sair para comer fora. É muito, muito. Não é tão popular isso, sabe? Então, assim, a gente não tem esse costume de fazer reserva e coisas do tipo. Mas eu achei incrível isso, porque é tão prático, se você for parar para pensar, você tá poupando muito tempo, né, em relação a isso. Mas o que eu acho incrível é justamente esse ponto que ela citou, que eu achei muito inteligente, que é essa questão de ser visto como no Reino Unido como algo mais especial. Isso acaba liberando mais a agenda, né, dos restaurantes. E também tem a questão que nos Estados Unidos não é assim. Eu acho incrível como é diferente. Tem muitas pessoas que acham que a cultura estadunidense e a britânica é muito parecida, né? Mas ela mesma mostra que são coisas muito distintas.
And the last difference on my list was in the UK needing to ask for what I would call the check, what they would call the bill at the end of the meal. So in the UK, restaurant service doesn't want to rush you. They're not relying on tips. They don't need to turn over your table that fast unless you have a specific timed booking. You're allowed to sit there. You're allowed to have drinks. You're allowed to have dessert much later on. You're allowed to just sit there for an hour after your meal catching up. And this is not the done thing in the USA. So there's another difference. USA restaurant culture is fast. You eat your meal, you pay, you're done. Goodbye. Next table. It's considered rude to be taking up the table for that much longer after you eat because the server needs tips from the people who come after you. And this is why in the US we are given the check. Often they'll bring it when they bring your food, and British people would find this very rude, but it's just the culture. It's just how it's done in the US.
Gente, eu estou chocada com essa informação. Então, vocês podem chegar no restaurante, comer e ainda ficar um tempo depois disso? Me deixa saber aqui nos comentários, porque aqui no Brasil é parecido, sabe? A gente pode chegar e comer e ficar um tempo depois conversando. Mas os restaurantes aqui que fazem isso, eles não são um restaurante muito chique, eles são mais populares. E eu quero saber se isso aí no Reino Unido é para qualquer restaurante, é para qualquer lugar, ou se tem algo específico. Porque eu achei isso muito diferente, sabe? Fiquei curiosa.
Whereas in the UK, you would ask for whenever you want the bill because that would signal to the server that you are finished. They're not going to rush you. So that is another difference between dining out in the UK and the USA. Now that brings me to the end of this video. I hope you learned something new. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
Gente, eu adorei descobrir sobre isso. É muito diferente do que a gente imagina, sabe? Mas eu fiquei surpresa como tem algumas coisas que são semelhantes aqui com o Brasil. Eu amo quando isso acontece, vocês sabem, eu sempre falo isso. Mas o que me chama muita atenção é tudo que gira em torno da facilidade que vocês têm aí, sabe? A questão da gorjeta também me chamou muita atenção. Agora estou com um ponto de interrogação na minha cabeça. Por que que é diferente, né, culturalmente? Aqui no Brasil nós também não temos essa obrigação de dar. Mas o que me encanta muito também é ver como vocês tratam a questão dos bares, né? Como algo realmente um ambiente muito agradável para todos. Eu fico impressionada porque aqui no meu país a nossa cultura é um pouco conservadora em relação a isso. E eu acho muito bonito como vocês transformaram isso em algo diferente, sabe? Um lugar onde é muito, muito especial culturalmente falando e historicamente também. Eu realmente não vejo a hora de poder ir no pub e comer uma assada de domingo. Eu vi nos comentários muitos de vocês falando que vão no pub e comem isso no domingo e eu fiquei assim, eu preciso fazer isso também. Eu acho que vai ser incrível. Mas bom, essa foi a minha reação. Eu espero que você tenha gostado desse vídeo. Se você gostou, considere se inscrever. Vou adorar ter você por aqui. Se você já for inscrito, não esquece de ativar as notificações. Então é isso, muito obrigada por assistir esse vídeo e nos vemos na próxima reação. Tchau!